I've recently gone through a transition in my identity. You see, I spent the first 33 years of my life living a lie, not being true to who I really am. I was afraid because many in our society reject people like me, treat us like we're some kind of inhuman monsters. I spent most of my life thinking I was a liberal, but the truth of who I am is I'm trans-political. I've been a conservative trapped inside of a liberal's body all this time. And I am proud to be part of the trans-political, conservative, freedom-loving community. The TPCFL community is growing every day. Millions of people are waking up and realizing they're no longer liberals, and probably never were, even though that's what society pressures them to be. Dear mainstream media, pop culture, and Hollywood, quit pressuring people to be something they're not. Being trapped inside the identity of being a liberal was confining and betraying. I was miserable pretending to be someone who I wasn't. I thought I had to be a liberal. You know, everyone around me was. I started realizing my true identity as a conservative. But the liberal community doesn't accept trans political people like me. They're very transphobic. I was afraid I'd lose all my friends and my family would disown me. But I finally found the courage to be my true self. And since I've transitioned, I've never felt more free. But there's still challenges being part of the TPCFL community. I live in fear every day. Liberals see my people as being less than human. They're not safe to be around. They reject us, put us on blacklists, try to cancel us, and they accuse us of being exactly what they are. As hard as it is, it's worth it. You know, like, I didn't want to keep dyeing my hair blue, and socialism started to not sound like such a good idea. It's like history started to seem relevant to me, where I could see every time socialism was implemented, it resulted in a horrific situation. Who I used to be in that community with regard to socialism, I just thought doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result would create a different result. That always made sense to me, as long as I didn't think about it. I used to wake up and think, how can I be more obedient today? And then I turn on the news to find out what I think for the day. But as I accepted my true identity, I realized that who I am is a person that thinks for himself. And I couldn't go back. When I was a liberal, anytime I'd see a gun, I'd go under a fear response and my genitals would retreat upward into my body cavity. And we'd all just say, why can't authorities with guns take everybody's guns for our protection? Now that I've transitioned, when I see a gun, I get aroused. Going through a political identity transition also involves massive hormonal shifts. Since I became self-responsible and brave, my testosterone levels have tripled. Back when I was someone who lived in fear all day, my estrogen levels were a lot higher. It's been a big hormone transition. Now I have the hormonal profile of a man. I love freedom, and I love America. How about that? That feels good to say. When I'm done praying, I end the prayer with the word amen, because that's the only word that makes sense. Being in the trans-political community feels like home. I identify as someone who has personal sovereignty, God-given freedom, and respects the rights of my fellow man. Going to BLM rallies and peacefully throwing bricks through windows and lovingly burning down buildings just isn't the real me. I just hope that one day those of us who are in the trans-political community can get the same rights that everyone else in our society has. It'll be an uphill battle. Liberals are one of the most bigoted and segregated groups you'll ever find. I mean, they won't accept anybody who's not just like them. They'll only associate with their own kind. They're very uninclusive to the trans-political community. They're very hostile towards us. I love freedom. What can I say? It feels great to be who I really am. Do I have a message for other trans-political people who are still living a lie? Yes. It's safe to come out and make the transition. You've got a community who loves you. You don't have to keep pretending that all police are bad. You don't need the government to protect you from what they tell you to be afraid of. And you don't need to keep living like a scared little obedient bitch. Be free. One more piece of breaking news, my freedom-loving friend. I want to tell you about 3 brand new designs in my Freedom merch line. The first is Fear Worship since 2020. It's scientifically proven to sarcastically wake people up who are living in fear. Bravery, not obedience. Oh, wrong outfit. The cancel culture design. And of course, there's all the classics like Legalize Freedom to choose from. If you want to flex your freedom and help spread the message, just go to awakenwithjp.com to check out my all new merch line.